Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your favorite English bulletin, The News. We're broadcasting live from TVT Studios here in Lomé. Here are the headlines. Togo's first government under the Fifth Republic has been officially unveiled. The decree signed by the President of the Council for Asuzunanya Singbe and announced by the Government Secretary General Stanislas Bamuni Baba brings seasoned ministers together in a team committed to efficiency and achieving the Republic's goals. We'll bring you more of the details soon. The University of Lomé marks 55 years of academic excellence. This Wednesday, students, faculty, and partners came together. This Wednesday, students, faculty, and partners came together to celebrate its history and its vital role in shaping Togo's future by molding academic minds. Stay with us. We'll bring you all the details shortly. It is always a pleasure to have you join us. The very first government of Togo's Fifth Republic has been announced. The decree signed by the President of the Council for Asuzunanya Singbe outlining its composition was made public this Wednesday, October 8, 2025, by the Secretary General of the Government of Togo, Stanislas Baba. The team blends several ministers retaining their posts with new faces joining the government, a government driven by efficiency and transformation, determined to deliver on the ambitions of the new republic. Gabriel Ayena.
Par décret signé ce jour du président du Conseil.
By decree signed this Wednesday, October 8, 2025, by the President of the Council, the government of the Togolaise Republic is composed as follows. Minister of Land Use Planning, Urban Development and Housing, Mr. Sevon Tepekojo Adeje. Minister of Relations with Parliament and Institutions, Mr. Gilbert Bawara. Minister of Finance and Budget, Mr. Esowe George Bakola. Minister of Public Service Efficiency and Digital Transformation, Ms. Sina Lawson. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Cooperation, African Integration and Togolese Abroad, Professor Robert Comlan Edo Ducé. Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Animal Resources and Food Sovereignty, Mr. Antoine Lekpa-Gbegbeni. Minister of Territorial Administration, Local Governance and Traditional Affairs, Colonel Hodabalo Awate. Minister of Environment, Forest Resources, Coastal Protection and Climate Change, Professor Komlan Doji Kokoroko. Minister of National Education, Mr. Mama Omoru. Minister of Communication, Ms. Yawa Kwigan. Minister of Grassroots Development, Social and Solidarity Economy, Ms. Mazameso Assi.
Ministre de la Sécurité, Colonel Calix Batosi Majulba.
Minister of Security, Colonel Calix Batosi Majulba. Minister of Health, Public Hygiene, Universal Health Coverage and Insurance, Mr. Jean-Marie Kofi Tessi. Minister of Economy and Strategic Monitoring, Mr. Badanam Patoke. Keeper of the Seals, Minister of Justice and Human Rights, Mr. Pakom Ajuruvi. Minister of Tourism, Culture and Arts, Mr. Isaac Chiakwe. Minister of Solidarity, Gender, Family and Child Protection, Ms. Martine Moni Sankareja. Deputy Minister to the Minister of Land Use Planning, in charge of Public Works and Infrastructure, Mr. Sani Yaya. Deputy Minister to the Minister of Economy in charge of Investment Promotion, Industry and Economic Sovereignty, Ms. Manuela Modukbe Santos. Deputy Minister to the Minister of Economy in charge of Energy and Mineral Resources, Mr. Robert Kofi Vincent Eklo. Deputy Minister to the Minister of Land Use Planning in charge of Local Development, Mr. Kwame Gomado. Deputy Minister to the Minister of Health, Professor Chen Dare. Deputy Minister to the Minister of Grassroots Development and Social and Solidarity Economy in charge of Youth and Sports, Mr. Abdul Fad Fofana. Deputy Minister to the Minister of Land Use Planning in charge of Water and Sanitation, Mr. Sena Alipui. Deputy Minister to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation in charge of Cooperation and Togolaise Abroad, Mr. Yakole Koku Johnson. Deputy Minister to the Minister of Economy and Strategic Monitoring in charge of Trade and Quality Control, Mr. Kosi Tenu. Deputy Minister to the Minister of National Education in charge of Higher Education and Scientific Research, Professor Gado Changbeji. The Ministries of the National Defense, Public Service, Labor, Social Dialogue and Transport are attached to the presidency of the Council.
Les ministères de la Défense nationale, de la fonction publique, du travail, du dialogue et des transports sont rattachés à la présidence du Conseil.
3 new ambassadors have officially presented their letters of credence to the President of the Republic, Jean-Lucien Sanvé de Tove. The United Kingdom, the Philippines, and Italy are thus strengthening their diplomatic ties with Togo. The ceremony was marked by dignity and heralds a new chapter for international cooperation. Kwesi Glay reports.
At the presidential palace, the atmosphere was solemn as 3 new ambassadors from the United Kingdom, the Philippines, and Italy presented their credentials. They officially submitted their letters of credence to the President of the Republic, Jean-Lucien Sanvé de Tove, in a diplomatic ceremony marking the start of a new chapter of cooperation between Togo and these 3 partner countries. For the United Kingdom, this represents a renewed commitment to strengthening bilateral relations with Togo. The ambassador mentioned an upcoming forum on trade and investment between the United Kingdom and Francophone country of West and Central Africa will be held in Togo. The Philippines aims to prioritize the exchange of experience and the enhancement of public services, especially in the air transport and maritime affairs. Italy intends to share its expertise with Togo, particularly in the areas of security, economic development, and culture. The Italian ambassador emphasized the strong friendship between the 2 countries and highlighted Togo's active Italian community. Through these new accreditations, Togo further consolidates its ties of public gesture, reinforcing the country's diplomatic relations.
Mr. Tidiane Boy, representative of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization UNIDO for Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Niger, and Togo, was received this Wednesday by the President of the Council for Esazina Nyasingbe. The discussions centered on exploring strategies to accelerate Togo's industrial development, enhance economic growth, and create sustainable employment opportunities. Mr. Boy's remarks after the audience, Kwesi Glay.
Nous avons, avec Monsieur le Président du Conseil, abordé des sujets très importants. Et d'ailleurs, nous souhaitons
During
à
our
cette
meeting
occasion
with the
remercier
President of
et
the
le remercier
Council,
pour sa
we
vision, et le
discussed
remercier aussi
several
pour les
key
orientations qu'il
topics.
nous a bien voulu donner,
We
notamment
wish to thank
en
him
matière de
for his
développement industriel
vision
du Togo.
and for the guidance he provided, particularly regarding the industrial development of Togo. The President of the Council clearly shared his goal of transforming Togo into an emerging middle-income country through industrialization and the structural transformation of its economy. We also discussed his priorities, including promoting youth and women's employment and facilitating access for Togolese products to regional and international markets. With great enthusiasm and with the support of the other UN agencies and technical partners, we will support Togo's industrialization through the country's partnership program. This program is designed to implement Togo's national priorities in industrial development and has been fully embraced by the government, the private sector, and civil society, creating a strong partnership around industrialization. This program is designed to implement Togo's national priorities in industrial development and has been fully embraced by the government, the private sector, and civil society, creating a strong partnership around industrialization. Key areas of focus include developing agro-industrial value chains, establishing industrial parks, promoting innovative energy solutions, facilitating access to financing for SMEs through innovative funding mechanisms. We will also focus on fostering entrepreneurship, particularly for youth and women, especially in sectors connected to these value chains. We are fully committed and enthusiastic about supporting Togo on its path to industrialization.
Accompagner donc le Togo dans ce chemin d'industrialisation.
And effectively, we are in a month dedicated to promoting local products. Mrs. Ibokun Awosika, a distinguished Nigerian entrepreneur renowned for her commitment to African leadership, encouraged young Togolese to build businesses locally while thinking globally. Invited to Togo by the founder and promoter of Togo Mall, she inspired and motivated young entrepreneurs during an engaging session. More details in this report.
365 days of the year. Let me explain why.
Before an engaged audience, Ibokun Awosika shared her inspiring journey from a young Nigerian student to a prominent figure in African entrepreneurship. Her success is built on boldness, discipline, and a deep self-belief.
I'm a very African child because my mother is Cameroonian and my father is Nigerian. I started my first business at 25 going on 26. I was a young, driven, ambitious girl with a father who created an enabling environment to express yourself. I come from that background. This is the life I've lived for 36 years, of building in sectors from the furniture manufacturing, which was my startup business that I moved from, to becoming the pioneer for security systems for financial institutions. The thing is, over all of this time and my journey, which eventually from a decade and a half ago, brought me into corporate world, and I started working and serving on multiple corporate boards, from then eventually becoming the chairman of First Bank of Nigeria, which is the largest, the oldest financial institution in sub-Saharan Africa, as the first and only female chair they have ever had. At the youngest age of the chair they've ever had, of their crown jewel, which was First Bank. I'd come to realize what I learned being an entrepreneur was the value that you couldn't find just anywhere. And it was applicable even in the biggest multinationals, as long as I was working right with the team on the inside. I have seen so much and realized every problem we think is unique to us exists in multiple climes around the world. So every solution we develop for us is tradable in the world. We just have to know how to identify where the market is that we can sell it.
Ibokun Awosika is the founder of the Chair Center Group and organizer of the African Marketplace in Dubai, among other notable achievements. Invited to Lomé by Ola Tokumbo Ige, promoter of Togo Mall, she came to encourage young Togolese to think locally, act locally, and dream big to become their own bosses.
Notre objectif, c'est d'assurer l'amélioration de nos produits.
Our goal is to improve our products because we produce quality Togolese goods, but the challenge is that we don't always know how to sell them. So we must take advantage of the guidance of those with experience.
Donc on doit toujours profiter de la disponibilité.
These young Togolese entrepreneurs present drew significant motivation and inspiration from the encounter. Among the guests was the former Minister of Commerce, Handicrafts and Local Consumption, who welcomed the initiative as a way to strengthen the local ecosystem and encourage young people to believe in their projects. I took note of the fact that attitude and character are extremely important. The character people know you by, your behavior and your attitude will follow you throughout your professional journey. Often, it becomes a guarantee you can offer when no other guarantee exists. With ambitions aimed at the international stage, Togo Mall is already preparing Togolese participation in future global events, especially in Dubai. Yesterday morning, 2 parliamentary seminars opened at the National Assembly, one focused on humanitarian law and the other on climate change adaptation. These are 2 crucial issues that the MPs aim to better understand in order to act more effectively. The opening ceremony was chaired by the 6th Vice President of the National Assembly on behalf of the Speaker. Alhifan Nuchugan reports.
Shortly after the parliamentary session began, lawmakers returned to learning, gathered under the joint initiative of the International Committee of the Red Cross and the French Development Agency to participate in a training focus on key issues. At the forefront of the discussions was international humanitarian law.
Notre présence à tous ici témoigne d'un engagement commun.
Our presence here today demonstrates a shared and valuable commitment. International humanitarian law, often perceived as a technical field reserved for lawyers or the military, is above all human-centered, and you, honorable parliamentarians, are at the core of its implementation.
Au cœur de sa mise en œuvre.
The second topic addressed climate change and its impacts on communities, a real and pressing challenge that calls for decisive action.
Je voudrais aujourd'hui féliciter le gouvernement de la République togolaise.
I would like to commend the government of the Togolese Republic for its leadership on climate change issues demonstrated by the ratification of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, the preparation and regular updating of strategic documents such as the nationally determined contribution, the integration of climate priorities into the government's 2025 roadmap, and notably the adoption in April 2025 of the law on climate change mitigation.
According to the 6th Vice President of the National Assembly, representing the Speaker of Parliament, the topics discussed are closely interconnected.
Si l'engagement du Togo sous la direction de son Excellence.
This parliamentary seminar also reflects Togo's commitment under the leadership of His Excellence for Nsanya Singbe, President of the Council. Life and human dignity are central to governance. We as parliamentarians must integrate humanitarian law and environmental considerations into legislation, uphold international commitments, and raise awareness on issues of peace, solidarity, and sustainability.
This joint seminar between the National Assembly, the International Committee of the Red Cross, and the French Development Agency marks the beginning of a series of training sessions planned for this parliamentary session.
The University of Lomé, formerly known as the University of Benin, is celebrating 55 years of academic excellence. Students, faculty, and partners gathered this Wednesday to honor its rich history and enduring role in shaping Togo's future. The celebrations highlight decades of knowledge, information, innovation, and the university's vital contribution to national development. Our Fanuchugan tells us more in this report.
From its founding as the University of Benin in 1970 to becoming the University of Lomé today, 55 years of excellence are being celebrated by the academic community and the institution's partners. A commemorative book was officially unveiled to mark the occasion. This 212-page volume chronicles the University of Lomé's journey, a story of progress, heritage, and resilience. Now ranked among the top universities in French-speaking Africa, the University of Lomé continues to evolve while addressing challenges in education, innovation, and digital infrastructure.
Depuis sa création, the University
of Lomé has been a beacon of innovation and knowledge, a training hub shaping the minds that will build the Togo of tomorrow. While challenges remain, I am confident that with its experience, the dedication of its teams, the support of the government, and the personal commitment of the President of the Council, His Excellency for Essesenanya Singbe, in advancing higher education, the University of Lomé is more prepared than ever to meet its ambitions.
L'Université de Lomé est plus que jamais à la hauteur de ses enjeux.
This anniversary launches a series of activities running until October 31st. They included lectures, debates, partner exchange sessions, and a ceremony honoring the founders of this temple of knowledge, an institution that over the decades has become a true driver of national and regional development.
That brings us to the end of today's edition. Thanks to my wonderful team and to you, cherished viewers, for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for more updates, and remember to turn every obstacle into a stepping stone for success. Have a wonderful evening. See you next time. Goodbye.